I was jumping up and down in the middle of the cafeteria. I just forgot where I was at. Like, didn't matter. Hey guys, welcome to Hey Nurse, where our mission is to impact one change many. Welcome to today's video. I am going to be sharing my NCLEX story. Woo! And when I say, baby,
I could have pulled all my hair out my head.
I did record a video talking all about like how I prepared for NCLEX, what helped me to be successful, because I did take NCLEX. We're going to get into the details of it all. I don't want to say too much too soon, you know, because we got to save the juice for later, okay? But anyway, I do have a video talking about, like, again, how I prepped and stuff. So if you want to see that, make sure you see the videos at the end of this video or see the card above. So let's talk about NCLEX, like when I actually took it. You know, and I just have to be real. I have to be honest. I was so stressed out because I had put so much on the line. Like, anybody out there, like, your whole life is banking on how you do on the exam, you know? So like at that time I had a job. I was already working, right? So I had already started working in the ER as a nurse on my temp license. And then what happened was, see, I graduated in December, and of course, you know, the holidays, so you got Christmas, New Year's, all of that, right? So of course the state board is closed because they breaking, right? So I'm studying, but they don't break. Anyway, I ain't mad at these people for celebrating Christmas and New Year's. La, 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 la. I get it. So they on break, but something else happened. I don't know if the school didn't send paperwork, or maybe they got something late and something happened to where we were delayed in like processing like the whole class. And it was a lot of us, you know. But the whole class, we had to wait to take NCLEX. So again, it threw off plans. Like if somebody said, oh, I'm going to take NCLEX first and then I'm going to start working. Well, your time was ticking already because, you know, we already gone into January, February at that point. So anyway, for me, I had already accepted the job and started working. So I'm just like, we just gonna have to figure this out. Like, and my job, I let them know when I was taking NCLEX. They gave me the entire week off. Shout out to them for that, because that was nice. But like, I was studying my butt off between working and not working, you know, caring for my family and stuff. Like, I was studying all the time, and with all that studying, like, it's just that fear of the unknown. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, am I gonna pass? What's gonna happen? Anyway, day of, no offense to anybody when I say this, but I felt like I looked like a crackhead. My hair was literally all over my head, my skin, everything. Like, because I have a picture, it's somewhere around here, but it's a picture of me on that day. I looked so like little and young, and even though I'm still a young baby, okay, but I look so like a little girl. And I feel like almost like isn't it a vampire when they suck the blood out of people? That's how I feel like I look, like somebody sucked all the blood, all the life out of me. Needless to say, I was looking very rough, okay? But that didn't matter because apparently I didn't care about looks. I cared about passing NCLEX. So that was my focus. So I get to the testing center, put my stuff in, and it is, you know, very like strict, and you gotta put your stuff in a locker and all of that, and like sign and do your finger and everything. I remember sitting down, going through the exam, and you know how you take a test and after the test you just like, huh? What is that? That's how I feel about NCLEX. There's only one thing that I remember from the exam, and it was a medication calculation question, and it was something about reconstituting medication. And I was so thankful I started working, because the only reason why I felt like I was able to answer correctly was because I did that at work all the time. But had I not started working, I don't think that I would have understood it all the way. So my background was not in healthcare, okay? So everything that I learned in nursing school, that is what I knew, okay? So I didn't have like all of those clinical experiences outside of nursing school. Now I did work as a patient care tech and nurse tech. I did do that. But again, you know, it's only certain things that you can do within your scope of practice in those roles. So I was not doing like IV medications and all of this, drawing up stuff from out of vials and all of that. It wasn't until I became a nurse and in my training and all of that, I'm like, oh, all right, I get it. So anyway, that was the one that I do remember on NCLEX. It was reconstitution of a medication. And Lord, you know, I think I got it right. You know, everything worked out in the end. But anyway, NCLEX, maybe you know or don't know, NCLEX is adaptive. So that means like if you answer a question correctly, well, it's going to give you a harder question. And then another harder, as long as you answer correctly. But if you answer wrong, it's going to drop you down or just keep you at that level until it see you start to answer stuff again and then bring you up. So it just depends on how you score and the type of question you're going to get next. So I'm like, oh Lord, I hope for the best. And when they say, oh Lord, that is really how I feel. I'm like, oh please, Jesus, take the wheel, take the wheel. So anyway, so I remember at the end, right? The screen, it turned blue and it stopped on question 75. That was it, 75 questions. Now, prior to me going in, I knew 75 was the minimum number of questions that someone could get. And I think 145 was the max, or 200. I don't know what the max was. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I wasn't even worried about the max. But I knew 75 was the minimum. And what I heard through the grapevine was either that meant you did really well or you failed really bad. So when it cut off, I remember like being in a state of shock. Like, that's it, you know. And I remember feeling so numb, like, well, I guess that is it, you know. So I sign out, I get all my stuff, I walk to the parking garage. I sat in that parking garage for 2 hours, y'all. I sat there in that car. I'm in Louisiana, y'all. It's hot, okay? All the time it's hot. Well, it was January around that time, but we got funny weather down here, baby. It still was rather warm, okay? I remember sitting in that car and I kept thinking and thinking and thinking about the exam. Then I played the game because somebody told me.
Oh, well, if you go in online and you enter your information in, and if it lets you sign up again, then that means you failed.
But if it don't let you sign up again, that means you pass. So I go on there like trying to see, like, you know. So I go in and it did something funny to where I'm like, did you take my information? Wait, what was that screen? What does that mean? Da, da, da. So I'm just sitting there building all this anxiety. Foolishness, y'all. Foolishness. So eventually, you know, I drive off in my doggone car, right? And go home. I left out a whole part of the story, y'all. I gotta backtrack. Let me tell y'all about the craziness I did before NCLEX. So I remember being so stressed out, y'all, that I got my whole family at the time. Did I have my daughter yet? I don't think I had my daughter, but my husband and son, and I was like, we gotta go to the mall, y'all. I'm like, we gotta go to the mall. So we in the car, we all go to the mall, and I'm like, I have to go to Bath and Body Works. So go to Bath and Body Works. When I say I got all of the stress relief stuff, I got
the bath soak, the body wash, the bubble bath, the oil, the candle, all of the stress relief, that whole line.
I got it all because I was just like, I need all of this in my life right now. So I might have looked like a crackhead, but I bet you I smell good. So anyway, now fast forward back to the future. So I think 2 weeks went by. 2 weeks went by. I'm at work and I'm like, all right, let me check, you know, my email. I'm on lunch break, by the way. So I walk down to the cafeteria and I'm, you know, just on my phone checking my email and stuff. And so like in the cafeteria, I see I got an email and I'm like, the results are in. So I'm like, oh my gosh. And I remember like standing in the middle of the cafeteria and like, again, back to that blood getting sucked out of me, right? Y'all know that feeling that I'm talking about where it's just like everything just drained out your body. That's how it feels, at least. It's kind of like an adrenaline rush or whatever. So I feel, you know, my hands shaking a little bit and all of that. So I opened it up and then I feel like heaven opened up. It said RN. Is it what? That's the only thing. Whatever. It said RN and it has like your license number on there. So like next thing you know, baby, I was jumping up and down in the middle of the cafeteria. I just forgot where I was at. Like, didn't matter. I started jumping up and down and I was so excited. And this lady, like, she came in and grabbed me. She's like, what's going on? You okay? And I'm like, I passed NCLEX. And that lady, she purchased my lunch for me on that day because I passed NCLEX. She was a fellow nurse and she was happy that I was happy about passing. And yeah, I got some free lunch out of the whole thing. So next time you pass NCLEX, make sure you do it in a, you know, restaurant or cafeteria so maybe you can get free lunch. So that's pretty much how my story went with taking NCLEX. It definitely was nerve-wracking. When I look back on it though, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I do remember thinking like, and I kind of said it like that was it, but in a note of like, I guess, and I ain't trying to knock it for nobody or knock nobody process and all of that, but I kind of felt like because I had studied so much and did like just so much work and practice questions, like it seemed easier than the stuff that I had studied. The students that I work with now in terms of NCLEX prep and all of that, like, you know, I do tell them that's how it is supposed to feel. Like, it's supposed to feel like, oh, that's it, because you put so much work in beforehand and stuff. So, nonetheless, y'all, I am happy that that is done in my life. Like, I am happy that BSN is done in my life, because that is a time that I'm like, oh, I would not want to go back. Not in the sense of, so I would always want to be a nurse, but in terms of like that process and signing up for round 2, whoo, no, it was a lot. But I am so thankful that I did do it. I'm so thankful, you know, for what it has brought my life, being able to stay in that role as a staff nurse and then elevate from there. So like, it was just great. Yeah, so that's my little NCLEX story. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, baby, because we dropping these videos like hotcakes, baby. Our goal is to get to 10K, baby. So help us get there. Same way we're gonna help you pass NCLEX, help you to be the nurse of tomorrow, honey. Okay. See you guys in the next video.